Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Collector back here again with another video. Today I'm doing a video review of both the Parnis GMT and Parnis Submariner Kermit. For the GMT I went with the Batman look. I just think this looks really cool, how it's both black and blue. And I really like this shade of green over here on the bezel. So I guess we'll start with the GMT first. Didn't mean to slam it that hard. Okay. So for those of you who don't know what a GMT watch is, let me get up here. For those of you who don't know what a GMT watch is, basically it's a multi-time zone watch. So the first set of hands, the hour hand and the minute hand, are your local time zone, and this one watches a third time zone. Since I have family in Germany, mine measures the time in Germany, as well as the time here in Virginia. And I have this... Do I have this upside down? Yeah, I have this upside down. Wow. What do you know? Anyway, I guess I can go ahead and show you some of the functions. So it has a 120-click unidirectional ceramic bezel. You can just hear that nice firm clicking. No back play, excuse me. And you can tell it's a ceramic bezel by that shine. Now, this is not the original band that it came on. I have put an aftermarket presidential link band on here because I think it looks cooler. That's just my opinion. These originally come on either a Jubilee bracelet or an oyster bracelet, like that one over there. How dare you fall over on me? But yeah, I think this is an absolutely awesome watch. I paid around $65 to $70 for this one. They had it listed for $70. I talked them down to $65 on eBay. So yeah, not a bad looking watch at all. 40 millimeters in diameter. Probably, I'd say 12 to 13 mil thick, so not overly thick. And again, just look at that bezel. Beautiful. It's very nice. Sorry, there's some dust on there from my desk here. Very nice looking watch. Definitely worth the money. So I'll put that one aside. I had them both in the winder for a little bit. Been wearing this one mostly. I love this shade of green. Green is one of my favorite colors when it's like an emerald green, and that's exactly what this is. So you can see there the Parnis logo, nice Mercedes hands, the word automatic printed just above the 6 o'clock. Date magnification does very good. It has a screw down crown and screw down case back, as is the same with both of these. And surprising enough, for a watch below $100, it has, let me see if I can find one of the links for you. It has screw links, which are found in Rolexes mostly. So for a watch at this price point, that's very impressive. Now, I have this one sized up for me. I have about a 6.5 to 7 inch wrist, depending on what watch it is. So this one is sized up for a 6-inch wrist, and it fits me just fine. I'll pop up some shots of Lume and some shots on the wrist in just a second. But first, I want to talk about another watch brand, which I reviewed. Phoebus. I did a review on a Phoebus, and I never uploaded it. I know what you're thinking, well, if you're gonna, upload this one, then why didn't you upload that one? Because that watch was absolute crap. The construction was shoddy, the bracelet made it look huge on my wrist, and it didn't look good. Now granted, I do have a small wrist and all that, blah blah blah, but still, Phoebus is around $300, and it was complete crap. I sold it for like $70. And that's all I could get for it. So, yeah. If you're thinking, do I go with Parnis? Do I go with Phoebus? Go with Parnis. Definitely go with Parnis. I love these watches. I've had a few Parnises, and they sell really good. I can sell this watch all day long for anywhere between $60 and $70, and it's gone within like maybe an hour of me posting the listing for it. These things are just amazing. They keep good time, they look great, and from far away, when people see this, they think you've got a Rolex, which is always a plus. You know, I get compliments on my watches all the time, you know, oh, that looks so cool, where did you get it, how, blah, blah, blah. This one came from AliExpress, directly from the Parnis official store, and was definitely worth the price point. It was about $80, so very much worth it. Both of these watches are definitely worth the money. Again, I'll pop up some Lume shots and wrist shots in just 1 second, so let me get those filmed. Here is the Kermit. So here is the Kermit on my wrist. Looks pretty good. Got a nice Parnis clasp. Very nice. I need to set the time on this one. It's not really 7. It is about 5:34. So yeah, I need to set the time on this, but just look at how nice that sits on my wrist. It doesn't look big, it doesn't look bulky, it fits perfect, in my opinion. Alright, let me show you the Batman. And here is the Batman, looking very nice as well on top of my wrist. Doesn't look bulky, doesn't look too big. And that nice aftermarket strap gives it a good taper down to the clasp. I gotta say, I like both of these watches a lot better than that watch up there. A lot more expensive, but they run a lot better. Also, you might be wondering, how come there's no Seiko 5 in there? Well, I sold it. Yep, I sold my Seiko 5. The one I reviewed on this channel, gone. History. But I used the money to pay for this one. I'd say that's a pretty fair trade. I went up in size and I got a GMT function, which the Seiko did not have. It also didn't have a ceramic crystal, or sorry, ceramic bezel or sapphire crystal. Now you might be thinking, okay, I'm not a watch nut. What does a ceramic bezel and sapphire crystal mean? Well, basically, sapphire crystal is much harder than the mineral crystals you find in typical watches such as Timex and things like that. Sapphire crystal is much harder and much more difficult to scratch and break. I've broken quite a few watches because I live a very active lifestyle, and the place that I work, well, the place that I worked when I broke my watches was very hazardous. So I don't work there anymore, so these watches should last me for years to come. Alright. Once again, here's a look at the Batman on my wrist. Looking very nice. And I like that it sits up a little higher, you know? For me, that's trash. For me, that's a good thing. It gives it a little more profile, and it makes it stand out, you know? Makes people look at it and go, ooh, hey, what's that? What's that guy wearing? And I like that. Alright, time for some Lume. And here is the Lume on the Batman. As you can see, it's a nice green Lume. The bezel is not lumed, however, which is slightly disappointing, but still, it looks very good in the dark. Very nice, very legible, and that Lume hangs on, and hangs on, and hangs on, and it's just such a nice Lume. Alright, here is the Kermit's Lume, looking very nice, same as the other one. It's hanging in there. A little bit of a more pale green on this one. Doesn't look like it's hanging on as well as the Batman, but what's interesting is that Lume pip right there at the 12 o'clock. I believe that's a coating of BGW9, which is the far superior Lume to like a Lume Bright or anything else. BGW9 is what they use on, you know, the watches of upwards of like $500. So I think that is very cool. As you can see, the Lume on the actual watch, though, is pretty much dead at this point. So, my overall thoughts on these two is that you're getting a very nice watch with some superior specs. I mean, they keep great time, they look great, they have semi-decent lume. It's not the best, but, I mean, you know, for a watch at this price point, what would you expect? They have a very nice clasp, and, you know, some great additions like that ceramic bezel and that crystal that definitely make it worth the price. In my opinion, for this price range, for, you know, a stainless steel sports watch at this price range, these are the best. There are none better in my opinion. I have yet to find a superior watch at this price range. Let me know what you guys think of them down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Keep collecting, be sure to like this video and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you who are subscribing. Really appreciate it.